Hi guys, this is for all you subscribers out there that are interested in my lithium tapering and withdrawal process that I'm going through. I did do a couple of videos a while back about this. The last one was about day 3 or day 4, I think, of me reducing. And now I'm on day 26, so I'm just a couple of days off a whole month, and I'm afraid to say it's really uneventful, which actually in this case is a really positive thing. There has been no symptoms or side effect of mania or anything really. So I'll tell you how I've been able to succeed in such a way that is amazingly positive. So after probably a week or two, 2 weeks it was, I bought this contraption, which I have to be very careful with, and it's basically just a very sensitive weighing scales that people use for diamonds or measuring out essential oils. They do all sorts of things with these. It's really tiny, but very sensitive, and that's why I'm always keeping it in the box, and you have to keep it level and flat on the shelf. You can't have any gusts of wind going past, too much change in temperature up or down it doesn't like. So for example, I brought this back in a long car journey from near Collioure not long ago, and I basically did the test with a little weight just to make sure that it was all working properly and calibrated, and it was fine actually. I'm actually going to do another separate video on actually how I get the right dosage and the right amount of milligrams every night, so I'll do that separately. So in the last 7 days, I'll talk you through how I've come down in my dosage, because in the very first tapering film I did, I showed you an orange sheet where I'd done a whole load of mathematics for over 4 years worth of time, working out a 5% decrease in dosage from the month before, for example. So each drop was like equivalent to a month. What I was doing for the first 2 weeks was basically getting my pill, and the half pill I was scratching down a bit, and I was just kind of doing it by feel and by vision, by sight. This was before I had my weighing scales, so it wasn't accurate to the milligram, but it was like about right, okay? And there was no problems with that, everything was fine with that. There was just one evening where Robin was really pushing me about, I can't remember what was it even about. It was about me and my kind of healing journey with this illness that I don't have a diagnosis for, and he didn't kind of agree with some of the things I was talking about, and we were just kind of clashing a bit that night, and I felt possibly a bit anxious, and he was like prodding me a bit like, are you sure you're not a bit high or whatever? And I wasn't even sure, because I just felt quite stressed. It was kind of going on a bit throughout the day. Our conversations weren't going terribly well, and but then that evening I decided to take myself off up to the bed and just lay down and just kind of deep breathe and things, and after not very long I felt much more normal and much better. So I think that I wasn't high in any way. It was just that you know, I'm still extremely ill, and I was being pushed a bit, and it was making me feel a bit kind of intense, and I could feel, you know, my eyes and my face not working as normal. So you know, that wasn't to do with the lithium. So right, the last 7 days. So for quite a few days I was on 888 milligrams. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. So with my orange page, of all those calculations, when my weighing scales actually came, my lithium pills don't weigh 600 milligrams. So on the packet, it's, oh no, sorry, 400 milligrams. So if you read that, it should be 400 milligrams, but that must be the amount of actual lithium that's in it, because when you weigh it, it's over 900 milligrams. So there's a lot of extra kind of bulk in the pill to make up the weight. So now I'm doing it instead of with my, because now all my maths basically is completely down the toilet, doesn't make any sense with all the 5% drops and everything. I've had to completely change the way that I'm doing it. I could have done a whole new table with the weight of what this actually is from the beginning and worked like that, but because I went off to the seaside for 4 days and you know, this came just before, I didn't have time to do all the mathematics. So I've kind of just been working it out night by night, and that's been working quite well actually. So like I've said before in past films, originally I was taking 1.5, okay, so that was making 600 milligrams. So at first I was just scratching off a little bit and looking by sight. Now I'm doing it with weight. So hang on, let me just think about this. Okay, I think I figured this out. So my original 1.5 of these was actually 971 milligrams, okay? So then I decided to work out what I thought my kind of scratchings was. And my scratchings that I was doing was actually more than a 5% drop when I weighed it. It was actually 8.5% drop from my original dosage, and I was still fine. So that's all good. And in the people that suggest in a compass, for example, and there's another one in America of this forum of the layperson and how to taper really successfully and slowly, they suggest between 5 and 10%. So I'm still within that realm, so that's good. So I was actually about going down to 888 milligrams, and that was all fine. So that was making the 8.5% was the 888 milligrams. So then, this is over the week now, I'm telling you, the next day I decided to do 881 milligrams, and then I dropped down to 877, and that was all fine. And then I dropped down to 874 on the 30th of June, 866 on the 1st of July, 859 on the 2nd of July, and 846 on the 3rd of July. So at the end there, I've dropped a little bit quicker, but it's all good. I think tonight I'll try and keep much closer to the 846 because it's still it's a bit quick there. I think I'd you know, from 859 to 846 is quite a drop, and you know, over a week that's quite a lot. The other thing I did was work out what 5% of 888, which is what I had been doing for a good 2 weeks, and that gets to 843.6 milligrams. I don't do the 0.6s because that's a bit precise, but I could on that weighing scales. This probably makes absolutely no sense to you, the way I'm blabbering on, but you can always ask me questions on the comments below, and I'll try and answer your questions better and make more sense of it. But basically, the 843.6 of the 5% drop of the 888 means that I haven't yet dropped another 5% from what I was doing those 2 weeks solidly, but I'm getting very close. So that would mean I'm actually very close to doing 10% drop of my original dose. But yeah, from the calculations of taking four and a bit more years to reduce down, at the moment it seems like it could take a lot less time, actually to reduce to 0. Yeah, sorry, I'm really tired right now. All those figures have knackered me out. Yeah, if I was more organised and did it in a beautiful table or something, I would show you, but it's the right mess. So I'm not going to show you my mess. Yeah, what else can I say? I think maybe I'll say a bit more on my next video where I like scratch it away and you can see how I weigh it and you can see how I get it to 0 with a little pot that's on there and everything, and then it'll, yeah, might be interesting for you. So I'll see you again soon on the next little video. Bye!